I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view.
Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to decorate my son's bedroom. This is how messy it looks at the moment. This was my spare bedroom when I moved into this house. The bed there, I got it from the Sobo House charity shop, and it looked kind of pinkish which is not ideal for, you know, for a teenage boy's bedroom. So I'm going to change that bed, change the color. I'm going to paint over it, and you know, using fabric paint, and change the things around the room and make it look good. I put some paint on the wall that there are 4 different colors which I mixed out of 2 paints. So my son has chosen the color that he's going to use, like he would like the bedroom to look like. So this is the dye I'm going to use, fabric dye. At the moment I'm using the beige to start with because the thing is kind of pinkish, so this will give it kind of a base for me before I go in with the darker color. So to start with, I spray the headboard with water a little bit to make it a bit moist, because when I read about this fabric paint, to make it go further and let it work properly, it's good to spray water on the fabric that you're going to paint before going ahead with the painting. So that's what I did, and I think it has really worked. It did a really good job. The most difficult part of this thing was painting the headboard because of the little, you know, like little holes in there, so I have to be pushing the brush in and all that, but it came out really nicely and I love it. This was a way of saving money for me, especially decorating that bedroom on a budget and not wanting to change the bed. That is a really good idea. Instead of going to get a black kind of bed to match the room, this is just a perfect way to do it. And that fabric paint, I got it around, sorry, it's called fabric dye. I got it about £12 something, I think, for 500 mils. Yeah, and it goes really well on it. Very smooth. It doesn't smell or anything. But one thing is, you are supposed to do it like outside and leave it to dry like maybe 47 hours. But then I did it indoor, and then I sent the headboard outside to dry, so it's dry really quickly anyway. There is no, like, it says non-toxic, so which is okay. So just spray the water on it to make sure it's all covered, and I paint all over too nicely and finish. And we are done with that. Now we're going to do the wall. For this wall, I decided to do a paneling which I had in most of my bedroom, living room and all that. But this time I'm changing this paneling style. I'm going to do it like a bit squished and halfway. Most of my panelings has been like full panel from the top to down, but this one is going to be half because I want to paint the wall different colors, like the top from the bottom a little bit dark and more kind of brighter, to make the room look a bit more spacious and bright. So just continuing, just measuring my panelings that I'm going to put on the wall, how I want it to be. The most difficult part of paneling your wall is about the measurements and taking all the walls. That is the most difficult part of doing a paneling for me. And the cutting and all that is very easy. So I'm using this little cutter that I bought for one of my previous projects, and that is how it looks when you put it into a 45-degree angle. That is what I used to cut this one. It has so many angles on it, 60, 90, 360. It has so many kind of angles on it. So finished with that, I'm just going to cut the rest of the wood that I'm going to use for this work. Total, I bought about 12 of these little molding sticks, or how will I call them anyway, moldings, and then use about, I think, 6 in total. So I have 6 more left, which is really good. I'm going to use for another project. One of these moldings cost about £1, which is really cheap. The last time I bought something like this for my bathroom was about, I thought £2, but then now it's even cheaper. So that is really good idea for me for my project. So what I'm using to hold this onto the wall is a glue. It's one of those wood glues, which some of them are called like no nail and all that, but this one is different. It's still a wood glue. So just putting all on it to make it easier. I'm just putting the glue on all of them before I start. So just going straight away to make it very simple for myself, just sticking them on the wall as it is. And because I already have my drawings and my patterns on the wall with a pencil, so just sticking them on, make sure I pull them along the way, the wall, so that the glue will spread around and hold it properly. And when we finish this project, I'm going to show you the result of everything maybe in the next video, because this work is kind of a lot to do, so I can put all in one video, else it will be a very long video for me. So just putting the moldings on the wall and making sure it all stuck properly. And when you put it on the wall, you see that the glues will be coming out through the side. Make sure you spread it through the side to make sure it filled completely and the wood is flat on the wall. Else when you finish this project, you might see the wood sticking out at places and little holes in there. For making the work easier for yourself, it's good to press on the wood onto the wall very well for the glue to be flattened, to create no space for you. So just continue with the other one. This is the first one I've done, and that's the second one. Sometimes the angle of my camera is showing as if some of the lines are not straight and all that, but no, it is because of the way I adjusted my camera, because the room shape is kind of a bit weird for me to film. So just managing around to capture some of the things that I'm doing, and you'll see when I finish how it will all look. As I said, I'm not going to show the remaining of the result and all that in this video, as it's quite long. So when I'm cutting this moldings, I make sure I measure them first according to the measurement on the wall. And when I'm measuring the wall too, I write what the short lines are, what it is. I write it with a pencil, and the longer side too, I write it with a pencil. So when I'm cutting, I go to look at the measurements that is on the wall, and I look at the wood, and then I cut. And also I cut all the woods like together at the same time. And let's say I cut all the long ones, let's say 8 of them, I cut them together, and then I cut another 8 of the short ones. So I gather them all together, and then I cut them like all at the same time. So that makes the work easier for me, so that I don't have to cut one and then go and cut the next one and then cut that. No, I make it very simple for myself, and this is really easy. The first time I've seen somebody paneling and I like it, I was like, oh my god, this looks so difficult, but then it looked really nice. Anyway, so just putting it all on the wall nicely. I think all that is done now. I'm going to use extra glue to seal the holes that are left. When you close this, sometimes it doesn't completely seal, so you can use like even wood glue or wood filler to do it. The best thing to use for this is wood filler, but I don't have a wood filler at the moment, so I'm trying to use the glue to just do this work very easily. So when I finish, I'm going to let this whole thing dry nicely, and then I'm going to go in with my sanding paper, very smooth sander, not rough, because rough can make a mess on the wall, because the wall is a plasterboard. So I finished the ones with the bottom, the square ones. I'm now going to put another ceiling on the top, a very long one. So I'm going to use 2 of my old kind of moldings that I have from my previous projects. I did not buy those, it's only these ones that I bought. This whole work totally cost me about £15 because I did not buy the glue. The glue was old. I did not buy this wood I'm putting at the top, they were also old. The only thing I bought was the pieces of woods, and what else, I can't remember actually what I bought, but it is very cheap. It did not cost me more than £15, and this is looking really good. So currently this boy wants his bedroom to look like one of those movie character like Batman and all that. So I'm going to get some nice pictures and stuff to hang on the wall when I finish the whole project. I ordered them, but they haven't arrived yet. They are still on their way, so hopefully it comes soon, and I will show you the whole result when I finish. In the next coming video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to paint this whole thing, and how I'm going to like the room looking, and the new next decor in the room, and I will show you how it is all looking. So this is how it looks now, making sure that I stick the whole wood properly onto it, and that time to sand it down. I'll sand some of the corners that need sanding. It's not the whole wall that needs sanding, only some part of it that will need sanding. So that's all that I'm doing. It's not a lot of work, just very little sanding. Some of them, as you can see, I touched them, they're very smooth, they don't need really sanding. So just doing the basic things that I can do, and that is all. This is so simple. Putting the moldings on the wall took me at least totally maybe an hour. Yeah, it is very easy work to do, and almost done with that. So what I'm going to do now is put a tape around the edges of the top one, so that the new paint I'm going to use to paint the whole bottom side doesn't go out to the top. So when I'm going to paint the top too, I'm going to put a different tape there to separate that color too from that. So this is how far we have reached for our bedroom decor. Stay tuned and watch the next coming series, because this bedroom is coming together and I'm loving the way it is looking. You are going to love it too, I'm sure you will, and this might give you some DIY ideas. Thank you so much for sticking with me and watching today's DIY, and I hope you have picked something out of this, and it will also help you save some money, and I will see you in the next coming video. Bye.